Next, tragedy strikes, accidents happen. Be there when the calls come in. It's back-to-back episodes of Rescue 911. Next on Discovery Health Channel.
This is 911. Do you have an emergency?
Today on Rescue 911, trapped beneath 20 tons of sand, a father and daughter are buried alive.
And I'm looking and I'm thinking, how can anyone be alive in this?
And then we heard this man yelling out that he needed air.
As onlookers race against the clock.
When a life is at risk, there's no time to waste and no room for error. I'm William Shatner. Tonight on Rescue 911, true stories of caring people who open their hearts to those in need. We begin on August 18th, 1992, on the island of Maui, Hawaii. As Angela Campos was getting ready for work and her husband and 5-year-old daughter were setting off to spend the day together.
My husband, Popo, and my daughter, Sandra, they love to go fishing. Hi, you get everything?
Yeah.
Hi, Sandy. My husband and my daughter, they're both alike in a lot of ways. They both have big hearts. They both have very giving natures. They're always joking with each other, clowning around.
When we continue.
I said, is anybody alive? And they go, yeah. And I'm looking and I'm thinking, you're kidding. How can anyone be alive in this?
If faced with danger, what would you do? Would you react in time? See ordinary citizens become heroes. Rescue 911 continues next on Discovery Health Channel.
When a semi-tractor truck overturned onto a compact car, it crushed the vehicle and buried it under more than 20 tons of sand. Passing motorist J.R. Hawaii and a friend witnessed the accident and stopped to see if they could help.
All I saw was this truck, and then I went around the truck and looked if it hit any car or if anybody else got hurt. That's when I noticed that he did hit a car. I totally think the person is dead because the car is flat.
Chase, someone's alive!
And I totally freaked out and started digging sand.
Janet Bostic, who was 4 months pregnant, also pulled over to help.
I said, is anybody alive? And they go, yeah. And I'm looking and I'm thinking, you're kidding. How can anyone be alive in this?
911.
Yes, there's an accident by a truck turned over on a car. Need assistance right away.
Any injuries?
I think so. There's a car smash. The truck is over the car.
Are you okay in there?
Just instantly, people started coming up. And one guy asked me, what's wrong? And I said, just dig sand because there's a little girl in there and I can hear her crying.
Now as I cleared away the sand, I could see that the windshield was smashed down on this little shoulder and the back of the head, and I could see long hair. And all I could think of was, God, they can't breathe.
Watch the glass.
And they're like, be careful, all the glass. And I'm like thinking, if she doesn't get some air, she's gonna die anyway. So I just grabbed the windshield, pulled it up.
Good. Just stand away from here. Just stand away so you get the door open.
She's like a doll. You know, one leg is bent back and the other leg's forward. The mirror is on her lap. And I just didn't think that she would be okay.
Watch your foot. It's gonna be okay.
And then we heard this man yelling out that he needed air. I totally freaked out. I was just worried, is he still intact? Is his body still one piece?
Within 7 minutes of the call, an international life support rescue unit arrived on the scene, including paramedic Mark Schaefer.
My first gut reaction was, if there's anybody in there, their chances of survival are very slim, very slim.
Okay. All right.
My worst thought was that we weren't going to be able to remove this trailer in time and that people would deteriorate right in front of you.
Gotta get that door open. Watch the glass. Watch the glass.
We took the door off, and that enabled us to see a little bit more, but we still realized we couldn't move until the tractor trailer was taken off of the car.
Move your neck right now, okay? Try to hold still as much as you can. We're going to put a little collar on your neck. Good girl. You're doing really good.
The father, at that point, until we removed the passenger door, we could not see him. Once we got the door off, I could actually stick my head partway into the vehicle and just see his scalp.
3 minutes after the first rescue unit, the Maui Fire Department arrived, and Captain Conrad Ventura took charge of the scene.
Those trucks carry somewhere around 20 tons when loaded. So I figured that we probably are going to need some heavy equipment.
Do you have confirmation on anything, any heavy equipment arriving?
When EMT Doug Van Grunewoud and his partner got to the scene, they were assigned to treat the father.
The greatest fear is that we wouldn't get the trailer off soon enough. The chance that we had might slip away.
The front end loader came on the scene in about 10 minutes after I got there, and I consider that great timing. The operator of that front end loader just happened to be my uncle, so it was real easy. I just told him, hey, Uncle, don't worry, I'll tell you exactly what I want you to do. So kind of like had that situation under control. As we were setting up, the mobile crane showed up. We're kind of at the mercy of the operator when they bring something on the scene. I asked him, I said, you think this crane is capable of doing this? And he goes, yeah. But I was concerned for the cable, not knowing what condition that cable was in, how much stress it had been under.
And I kept thinking, this thing is gonna fall off and smash the guy twice.
After the crane pulled the tractor trailer off the car, then we basically could see her whole body. At that point, her leg, which I suspected was broken very badly, she straightened out on her own. And that made me feel good. That was a sign that, well, maybe she didn't have as serious injuries as we thought.
5-year-old Sandra had been underneath a 20-ton truck for nearly an hour. Paramedic Diana Gunther still had no idea what condition the girl's father was in.
But we pulled the windshield back, and I really expected to have somebody that was dead or near dying, or at least had significant injuries enough that we need to be in the hospital yesterday. We need to get up to surgery now. Watch the spring.
Okay, all the way through. There. Good.
Sometimes when you remove the metal off of a victim, because there's no pressure anymore on them, whenever they start bleeding, and they could bleed to death.
Yeah. Okay, on a count of 3.
Okay, head out first. The crowd was quiet and cooperative the entire way, but once we got Popo clear of the vehicle, they erupted into a loud cheer. It was wonderful. It was a great feeling. It really was.
Angela Campos had driven by the accident on her way to work, but had no idea that her husband and daughter were involved.
I got into work late, and my boss is like right there. She goes, "Now, I don't want you to get excited, but Sandra and Popo have been in an accident." And right there, no matter how hard, I just lost it, because I knew that the accident had passed was them. And I felt kind of stupid, because I was going to go check and see. My first reaction was, God, please don't let them be dead. I'd probably have to be in a psych ward if they had died.
Miraculously, Sandra had suffered no broken bones, only minor cuts and bruises. Her father, Popo Campos, was hospitalized for 9 days with a compressed fracture in his back and nerve damage to his right side.
When I finally got out of the car, I felt so thankful. Words cannot say the appreciation that one person has.
I still do really believe that what saved these people was he saw it coming, he wanted to push her down, he pushed her down enough, and in the process he had laid himself down and he saved his own life. Had he been sitting straight up and he hadn't seen that coming, he wouldn't be around.
This big truck just came on us, and my dad just saw it, and I did it. I think it was scary.
Yeah, girl.
I am so grateful to those people who were there to just dig the sand out. You know, if I could be face to face with every single one of those people, I would just say thank you so much for taking care of my husband and my daughter, people you didn't even know and weren't even sure were alive.
Next, step inside the command center where the calls for help are answered and meet the real-life heroes who save lives. Stay tuned for another episode of Rescue 911, next on Discovery Health Channel. Real life, medicine, miracles.
Mr. Shapiro, step out of the car, please.